Hello and welcome back to Tesla News. My name is Marian and I'm bringing you new updates here today regarding the Panasonic deal or the Panasonic investment and supercharging network that is opening. But first we will start with Panasonic here, which will start mass production of the new batteries with the increased range here of 15% in early 2023. But just as a reminder for you, the test production will start in Wakayama in Japan, and the full production, the mass production, it is not clear yet if it's going to happen in Japan or will we see in the factory in Nevada as well production of the 4680. So that will be very exciting to see. Very good news for Tesla as well. And the investment Panasonic is doing here is $705 million. So that is a pretty big investment. Even though for battery production, it is pretty small if you compare that to an entire new facility that some people built for $5 to $6 billion. But nevertheless, it is very good news for Tesla. So another good sign to have even more batteries ready to go in 2023, always staying ahead of the game. That is what we all want Tesla to do. And Panasonic is going to deliver the first batch of batteries, hopefully by the end of this year, if everything is working well. And that is very good news, guys. But not only that, we do have more exciting news actually also coming from the supercharging, but as well from Fremont. And that is the next topic I like to talk about with you, because many people forget this is the chart here back to 2012, where you see the weekly production of Fremont. And what I find interesting here is Fremont has been under the radar for a long time now because we focus on Austin, Giga Berlin, Giga Shanghai, and kind of like no focus on Fremont since the story that was happening in California in 2020 when the lockdown was happening. So what we have here is a production per week of 8,550 cars from Fremont, and this is the biggest production rate in the United States. Toyota back in second place with 8,427, BMW with 8,343, and Ford with 5,564. The only thing you have to give the competition or the other car makers out there is that they had much worse production rates because of the supply chain issues last year compared to Tesla. But I think right now, even if that is solved by 2022, even without this disadvantage, Tesla will be the number one because they are further expanding the production facility as they do here in China as well. And I think if they do increase it by 50%, as Elon said, then we are looking at 13,000 cars per week. And I think that is going to be unbeatable even for Toyota or BMW. So that is also great news. Great direction where Fremont is going. But Elon said today the biggest challenge is to get actually very good staff to work here because there's so much choice in the Silicon Valley. So that is really a competitive salary that they need to offer to convince people with these high living costs in the Silicon Valley to actually work for Tesla. So that is the biggest challenge they have right now. That's what Elon said today on Twitter. Then we are looking at the Magic Dock. Yes, you heard right. There will be an adapter at the superchargers. It's not clear yet how it will look. It looks like the adapter you use as a Tesla owner. There will be one right next to it. So if you're a non-Tesla owner, you can just decide which one you take for your car. And so you have the Tesla one and then the one for all the other cars. Brands. So that is a version that is supposed to happen. I'm going to be very excited to see how it's actually going to look like, because it's a bit unclear here what Tesla will really do with this magic dock. But it sounds like you don't have to buy an adapter. So you just have to use the adapter at the charging station from Tesla. Furthermore, we do have great news for Q1 actually, that the expansion to other non-Tesla cars, charging stations will further be opened. It's not clear yet where. I do assume it will continue in Europe and then later on in this year in the United States. Just as a reminder, we had the Netherlands first. I didn't hear anything negative anymore. No negative reporting or news from experiences over there. So that's actually a very good sign. And I do expect it to continue this year. Then looking at ARK Invest and their share of the EV business from total for the total global vehicle sales, it is now up to 6.1% in 2021. Just have to consider though that 2020 was a bit worse because of Corona, so the 3% could have been a bit higher. But despite that, it looks like we have now, based on all the circumstances we had in the past 2 years, a growth rate here from 100%. So it will be very exciting as well, even though I do really like the word exciting here, I must say today. It will be nice to see if this growth is going to continue. So that would be 12% by this year. Just let me know what you think is feasible, what is realistic for new car sales in 2022. I do have more news actually and more updates. We're going to look into a statistic from Troy Tesla here, even though the one is not updated according to Giga Berlin here. But first quarter for 2022, he suggests 6,523 cars from Giga Berlin. We have to wait if that is going to actually happen. But what I find interesting is the 2.8 million by 2025. And this is where he says it will be very important to understand this is just based on the growth rate we see if we don't have any new factories. And that is a key point to look at this year, if there will be a new factory, or if they take this year to expand the facilities like Fremont, Shanghai, and then further expand Grünheide over the next 2 years. But I do expect something new as well to happen, because it will take till 2024 to actually be able to produce cars. We do know 2 years is kind of the range here to take. So I think I thank you very much for being here today, enjoying hopefully my video. If you're from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and you speak German and you listen to me, you can follow me as well on Evolution 5 Minutes EV News and my podcast on Tessie Supply, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Thank you very much.